I absolutely hated sending out DMs, and currently calls are being booked into my calendar on autopilot without me lifting a finger, simply because I built a system. Are you currently spending a lot of time in the DMs and getting absolutely ghosted? Or maybe worse, are you not spending any time in the DMs? And maybe you're wondering if there's a better way to actually scale your coaching business without sounding like a pushy sales bro. In this video, I'm going to be revealing you the exact system that I use, that I built to no longer be spending time in the DMs, but still have a calendar filled with sales calls. My name is Joeri, and for the last 13 years, I've been helping businesses and coaches to scale with marketing and sales online. And I'm going to be revealing you exactly the steps, the funnel that I created. So at the end of this video, you know exactly what to implement in your coaching business to start scaling. Let's dive in, guys. So here I have the exact funnel that I run with my business for my mentorship business, and that I manage together with myself as well as with my setter, which is absolutely a crucial element for this video if you no longer want to be spending time in the DMs. So the first thing you want to do with any type of business is to solve your traffic problem. Now, for 98% of the people that I work with, this is the main issue. The traffic problem is the issue. And if there's no traffic in place for your business, if you try to build a brand online, if you're posting a lot, but you don't have the traffic problem solved, you're going to be feeling like you're fighting like an uphill battle. And this was me for a very long time when I was stuck in the organic grind. I was posting every day, trying to go viral, but it just felt like I was stuck. So the first thing you want to understand with your business is how to solve the traffic problem. What does this mean? Traffic means that there's a consistent flow of qualified leads coming into your business. So before continuing, I want you to ask yourself, is this something that you currently have? Do you have 50 or 100 people coming in every day into your network, into your brand, into your funnel that you can help? Because if not, then you have a traffic problem, and that's the first thing that should be solved, because otherwise there's no way you're going to be scaling. And you need to have people to talk to. You need to have people that actually view your content and have eyeballs on your content and on your offer. So if you don't have that, then let me dive into how we have solved this for ourselves and how we're solving this also for our clients. So what is traffic? Traffic and what are leads? Let's talk about that, because often there's a misunderstanding about what leads are. Ideally, people who directly come to you say, here's my credit card, I want to work with you, but often it's much more subtle than that. So what we are looking at, when I talk about we, it's me and my setter, we are looking at people who newly follow us, new followers on Instagram, people who like my content, people who comment, people who view my stories, right? This is all on Instagram. We're currently active on 2 different channels, Instagram and LinkedIn. So all of these interactions indicates that there's interaction with your content, meaning that people are interested, meaning that they are leads. And you should be treating them like that. Because if you're not, if you're just waiting for people to come to you saying, hey, I'm ready to buy your program, you're leaving massive amount of money on the table. So are you actually doing this, or are you lacking here? And obviously you want to create a consistent flow of new leads coming in, new traffic coming in, who can perform these actions, right? I'm assuming that this makes sense to you. So how do we do this let's dive into Instagram. The main thing, our spear, our secret weapon, are the follower ads. So we run a very simple ad that has the call to action actually for people to follow us. Let me just show you one that we are currently running. So we want to drive people to the page, right? Because the followers, as we just concluded, are leads, and this is what we can follow up on. So the one that we're currently running, or is it? The one that we're currently running is just a B-roll reel with a simple call to action, simple text to follow for the content. This one. All right, call to action. This is what we're running. This is what we're pumping ads into, and that translates into traffic. So we're solving the traffic problem with this ad. Sip of coffee in between. At the same time, we're also running an automation tool to make sure we're getting inconsistent more traffic. We're posting stories with call to actions for hand raisers, soft call to actions, hard call to actions. Work with me or leave a comment down below for more information, because we want to get those leads, right? First you want to have the traffic, and then you also want to make sure that you're going to be filtering out and qualifying the people. So often what I also see with a lot of people that I work with is that they are lacking call to actions. If you're not specifically asking your audience what to do, then you're also not be getting any interaction. So you want to make sure that the traffic that comes in, the traffic that flows in here, that you're actually making sure that you have call to actions in place that they can indicate that they're interested. What else? The post engagement, that's the comments, the likes, the story views, and even what you can do if you want to, if you want to scrap some money, if you want to gather some money, if you want to hit your record month, you can do a launch sequence here where you're launching, when you're opening up your doors, you're creating scarcity, you're creating urgency. I'm pretty sure you've read the book of $100 million offers, goes into depth when it comes to like launch sequences and how to create and how to use that scarcity, that urgency. Not the main pillar in the way I run my business or how I help my clients, but definitely something you can leverage if you're tight on cash, if you need a couple new clients. The follower ad though, this is the winning one. This is the main one because as you can see, like you just get a bunch of new leads, fresh leads in every day that will help you to start these conversations. All right, so what would that look like for LinkedIn? There are different platforms, even though the idea behind it is the same. And guys, can you see like how this changes everything? How this would change everything for your business if you have that consistent flow of traffic coming in? Because if you're like most, you're stuck in the organic grind, you're just hoping to go viral, and it's just a lot like gambling, and it fucking sucks because I've been there for 2 years. It's not fun. It's like gambling. You don't know where the next flow of traffic or leads come from. And this is just a way to solve it, to make it very, very predictable. So you also create a predictably scalable business. Now, for LinkedIn, works a little bit different. Also here, we have an automation tool running. I use WeConnect myself. Can set up a smart sequence where it visits someone's profile, likes a post, invites to connect. It sends out a follow message, another follow message. So this starts conversations. This starts connection requests. So there's also consistency of lead flow coming in. Lead lists, I work with a VA that gathers, scrapes lists, interacts with people. So here we have qualified people, which for me are established coaches who do between 3 to 5K per month that want to scale with my systems. So got a bunch of lead lists here that we can either run through the automation tool or my VA can reach out to. I have quite a network already on LinkedIn that I can leverage with a lot of people that fit my target audience. Show that. Does that work? Get to that in a second. The existing network, also here launch sequences, freebies, they don't work so well for us. I've seen a lot of other success with people doing freebie posts, meaning like, hey, would you like to fill your funnel with 100 new leads a day? This is exactly how we do it. Reply below with the word leads. For more information, I will send you the video, I'll send you the training. I actually have an ad blocker installed, which I 100% recommend. Little side step, it's this one. Undistracted, so as you see, it just completely blocks out the feed. Perfect, because I'm just here for content creation, not for content consuming. Absolute game changer. Same for Instagram. But yeah, got a decent profile, got a decent amount of followers here that I can leverage. So all different ways I want you to think about how you can get scrappy and where you can get your traffic flow from. And also here, we follow up with people who page visit, connection requests, new followers, likes, comments, all within the hour. And again, the purpose of this video is how to escape the DMs. And obviously the answer for that is to work with an A-player appointment setter who can do all the DMing for you, to work on commission basis. So if you make the sale, you both benefit. If not, then you don't need to pay your appointment setter. So your job, your task as a business owner is to make sure that there is this traffic flow in place. That this is in place so that the appointment setter can do its job, that the appointment setter can do the follow-ups, the interactions, the conversations, building the relationships, and booking in the calls. This really, guys, is the way to escape the grind in the DMs and the stuff that I fucking used to hate to do, because it requires a lot of dedication and it's just being on your phone a lot. I personally didn't like it. Maybe some of you do. Most of my clients don't. So the first thing that we do is solve the traffic problem. Second thing that we do is install a appointment setter qualified from my network with experience, so that they can just consistently book in calls. Same as for my clients, for Declan, for Tim. They usually had like 1 call a month, and just by implementing this strategy, by implementing and solving the traffic problem, by implementing an A-player appointment setter, they are now booking in between 5 and 7 calls a week. All right, so this changes everything. Solving the traffic problem, installing an appointment setter. But there's more, right? So if we just ask people to follow you, right, and they consume your content on your Instagram, to which I post on a daily basis, it's still short form. It's still short form content. It's just a tiny bit of attention that we're getting from them. And the main thing you want to be getting from your traffic, from your leads, is their attention. So what we do is we create a VSL, a video sales letter, usually between 20 and 30 minutes, highly crafted when it comes to marketing psychology and your way of working, your unique methodology. We dive deep into the pain, deep into the desired state, what's holding you back, and really selling your offer in this VSL. So everyone who comes in, they are warmed up, and your sales calls basically become onboarding calls because they have already been sold to what it is that you do. This is an absolute game changer as well, to have higher conversion ratios from followers or traffic to book calls, as well as from your booked calls to actually closing the deal, because people are already warmed up. YouTube videos, right? So I post about 3 YouTube videos like these a week. Also nurturing content, people getting familiar with me, with my brand, who I am. If they like me, they will go further down the funnel. If not, that's totally fine. They fuck off and they go to someone else. That's also perfectly fine. That's what these videos are for, right? To provide value, to build that further relationship. And then on on Instagram and LinkedIn, I post daily on both platforms, just to keep the nurturing and top of mind with short form content. Traffic coming in, people being nurtured, and then here for the appointment setter basically starts from here, right? Basically starts from here. As soon as traffic comes in, all the way here by booking in the sales call. This will be your setter. Following up with the DMs, we do 100 touch points per day. Touch point meaning a unique conversation. So new people coming in, new conversations, but also existing conversations and follow-ups. The target, the KPI here is 100 touch points per day. With 100 touch points per day, you should aim to book in about 3 calls per day. So yeah, I mean, do the calculations yourself. How much faster would your business grow if you're booking in 3 to 5 calls per day with a closing rate of, let's say, 50%, right? Like, how much would that change in your business? So the DMing is also of the content. So the relationship building, the connection follow-up, the follow-up with the new followers, that's all handled by the appointment setter, which is a huge weight of your shoulders, especially if you don't like doing the DMs. 100 touch points per day. Again, like, how much would that change in your business if you could speak to ideal prospects, to 100 ideal prospects every single day? And like, where are you now? What are you currently doing? How many are you currently talking to online on a daily basis, right? What's the gap there? Can you see how much that would change? How many more sales calls would be booked in? How much more frequent you can really show your offer? How many more eyeballs you could get on your offer? How many more times you could say, this is my offer, this is the price, and people have the opportunity to say yes, maybe, or no. Because if you have 0 traffic, 0 leads, then you're also going to be presenting your offer 0 times, which means you will be earning 0 money as well. That's an absolute guarantee. So this, guys, is how I get out of the DMs while still having consistent sales calls being booked into my agenda simply by building and implementing this system of solving the traffic problem, nurturing the people as they go, and making sure that leads are created and calls are being booked in by working with an A-player appointment setter. So this is the whole system. This is me pulling up the curtain, showing how this works for me, showing how this works for my clients. And guys, if any of this resonates, right? If you feel that you're stuck because you don't have the traffic, you're stuck because you don't have the leads, you're stuck because you have an empty calendar, and you actually feel that it's time to make a fucking change, because I know I've been in that situation, and it literally feels like an uphill battle. And if you're serious about scaling your business, not if you're a beginner, because I don't work with beginners, if you're serious about scaling your business past 20K per month, implementing this system, go ahead down below, book in a call, and we'll have a chat to see if me and the team can help you to actually implement this. So you don't need to worry about DMing, you don't need to worry about sales calls anymore. That's all being taken care of by the system. You can just focus on coaching and selling and creating content and supporting your clients. Again, guys, if you want to have a chat, if you want to see if this works for you, if we can help you with this, go ahead, book a call down below, and I'll see you in the next video.